So today I'm going to talk about this 5G vision and an architecture. So what is the vision? So what all things the 5G is going to bring in, and then how this architecture is little different from their traditional 4G or 5G. Okay, so I will be talking about this. Let me get into that. Yeah. So why it's the 5G is coming out? So there are three major benefits is bringing into the telecom domain. So the first one is enhanced mobile broadband, and another one is mission critical services, and then massive Internet of Things. I think you might have heard about this IoT. It's a lot of things are going on with the IoT devices. So these three are the major big role in the 5G. These are the three categories. So the enhanced broadband, what it is going to bring in. So if you talk about now the 4G, so how much throughput? Yes, say let's say one tower or one cell, it's going to give you almost on the 300 Mbps speed max. That's all it's going to provide your 4G 4G technology. So the amount of users, the amount of devices, the day by day be increasing in the entire world. The 300 Mbps data may not be sufficient in future. So what you are getting as feature. It's not only the data throughput, what you have seen in the limitation in the 4G. There's some. So the next one, what you are talking about, the mission critical services. So there is latency wise. That's a little bit more latency in the 4G. What you see now, even you connect to your 4G mobile and try to do a ping, you may see something around 32 milliseconds, or in a worst case, I mean, in a best case scenario, you might see 15 millisecond delay. That's all you can max you say. So the ideal condition of the 4G, you say your your device and then your tower, or all are in the best case scenario, you might see a delay of max 15 milliseconds. So if you see this mission critical services, it needs it can't operate on the 15 millisecond delay. If you take a look at your industry, like say car, automobile, the mechanical, right, the building, it needs around one of the things are 1 or 2 milliseconds delay, which we can't do it through the 4G. That's why that's mission critical services. And then if you see the enhanced mobile broadband service side, so in the starting itself, how much you are so the 5G is going to give 10 Gbps of throughput, which is the max that you can get 10 Gbps. You see the difference. In 4G, we are saying max 300 Mbps, right? And see how much, where are we in the 5G? It says 10 Gbps. It's a massive gain. So that is what the 5G is going to bring in. So apart from that, the extreme capacity. Okay, it is going to bring in extreme capacity. So when you say extreme capacity, how it is going to bring in the extreme capacity? So when you have your cell, okay, when your tower is capable of doing a 10 Gbps throughput, which eventually it's going to bring in your extreme capacity. I'm talking about one cell, one tower can give you the 10 Gbps throughput. So obviously, it's a 10 Gbps throughput is not going to consumed by few people. It's a massive throughput. Even if you see 1 Gbps, you are going to give some corporate also. Even you can give a service for the one tower, you can give it 10 corporate. Right, it's a massive. And then the 4G also bring in the uniformity. What is actually we're calling it as a uniformity, right? Say what you're saying, the uniformity. So let's say you might heard about IPTV and then video streaming, all that. So there's live match. So let's say a live match is going on, and then you are seeing you connected to the mobile and then operating through IPTV. So the different users might experience a different set of delay. Even if you see right, some of the delay will be there between these two users. But if you see 5G, what is going to bring in that uniformity. So whatever you see the content, every user will see the same content. So why it is not possible in the existing traditional technology? It's because of the delay. It can have various delays factors. But in 5G, what you're talking about, the packet in the end-to-end delay, you're talking about 1 millisecond. From your internet to your device, the packet can reach within a millisecond. Okay. So that is going to bring in the uniformity so that you watch any video or any live match, any IPTV, anything. It is going to give you the uniformity across all the users. Okay, which is very, very challenging in the existing technology, whatever you're talking about, 3G or 4G, right? Because it has much more delay than what the 5G is bringing in. So as I said earlier, it's a 15 millisecond delay is more for your live streaming, ultra videos, ultra HD videos, ultra, the teleconference. That's 50 millisecond delay is a little higher, say, to achieve the uniformity. And then what you're talking about is deep awareness. In 5G, I think you might heard about this artificial intelligence. So what is this deep awareness is that 5G, the architecturally is capable of in integrating the artificial intelligence. It's bringing in by default, deep awareness. So for example, so deep awareness means what I'm saying a hypothetical scenario. Say one user daily is traveling in one particular path, okay, from office to the home to the office, and then he is using a 5G service. So the deep awareness, the intelligence, if you integrate with the 5G, so it can, based on their travel path, right? It can predetermine what that user is going to do, or so what kind of when I send the data to the over the air, what kind of scheme or what kind of coding technique I should use the user to get much more better experience. If you talk about practically, what I am saying hypothetically, it looks simple, but it's very, very complex one to do that in the practical. But in the 5G, it's already, it has interfaces to adapt the artificial intelligence so that it deep awareness, so that the user experience can be improved. That is what I'm giving the enhanced mobile broadband. We're talking about a deep awareness. And say, let's look at the next one, this mission critical services. What is going to be mission critical services? So you're saying ultra low latency, right? So ultra low latency, as I said earlier, so ultra low latency, your mission critical takes, let's say you are doing remotely for operation for the patients, healthcare sector, or you're operating a robot, or you're operating industrial, okay, you're building up the car industrial or any industrial side, you can remotely operate things. That's need to operate those devices, right, or robotic anything. It's very, very sensitive things. So the mission critical service is what we are talking about. It's very, 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 very sensitive. So if you even lose the 1 millisecond, if you have a delay, right, it totally goes wrong. So this 5G brings, it says the delay. You're saying the delay itself, the end-to-end delay itself is a 1 millisecond. So we can achieve all of them in the 5G. So the mission critical services, whatever you're talking about, your robotics or automotive industry, industries, or the health sector, you're doing doctor doing an operation remotely. Okay, so the instruction, whatever they are giving, it should reach within a millisecond to react. So if you even miss some of the things, then entire things will go wrong. Okay. So the 5G is bringing ultra low latency and then high availability and high reliability and then even strong security. We'll discuss one of them, each one of the point, how it is going to bring it. So the high reliability, if you talk about high reliability, how it is going in, in 5G it's called, we call it as ultra reliable low latency communication. It's just, it's part of the 5G, one of the very, very big topic. So we have to build the hardware to meet the 1 millisecond delay requirement. It's about the building our hardware to meet this ultra low level latency. And then how you give a high reliability. They say, if I am giving any instruction remotely to the any mission critical services, it should reach within a millisecond. Okay. So the ultra reliable low latency communication brings this ultra low latency plus high reliability. And then let's look at the high availability, how it is bringing to the 5G. So the high availability, if you see all over whatever talking about this enhanced mobile broadband or mission critical services, massive Internet of Things, these three parts are main parts. These three can be segregated in this 5G network. How the high availability is going to bring in, I'm talking about. From your start to your, let's say, from your core network to your RAN till RAN, you can segregate the things. You can pre-reserve the resources which can bring your high availability, which can give you the high availability. Because so the mission critical services needs first one. What are tele requirement with? You need the low latency and then the high reliability and then high availability. It should be any time because it's automotive industry. It works 24/7, right? So the high availability also should keep. And then strong security. So apart from the mission critical service applications bring security. Okay, so your end-to-end security will be there always. And apart from that, the 5G also bring in the extra security for, even we didn't had the same security level in our 3G or 4G. It bring in for your data also integrity verification. Okay, whatever we see in the 4G or the 3G, for the data, you will see only ciphering, like ciphering or deciphering. It never had the integrity verification. So the 5G bring in integrity verification too, because to ensure the strong security for your mission critical services. Though it's optional, because why it's optional. So when the operator try to give a mission critical services, right? So that time they should ensure that they use that extra security, integrity verification for your all data. Because whatever you are seeing mission critical, it's very, very sensitive, right? So that should have all these factors. Without this, all of them, we can't achieve this mission critical services. So we talked about security, and high availability. So the high availability part, you might heard about the software defined networking, right? And then how this SDN bringing resiliency, right? So the 5G, the natively, right? It's attached to the software defined networking also. That's why we're talking about how do you segregate these things and then make this high availability, because it's natively bring this software defined networking also, the 5G. We'll talk about later how this architecture is going to adopt that. The next one, what is a massive Internet of Things? So IoT. So for the IoT, what basically requires IoT is, so let's say you have bringing your smart homes, right, smart cities, and wearable bands. These are all small devices, right? So it should be the cost of this device should be low, and then ultra low energy. So the whatever battery for this devices, right? It should be low. So the our device should operate in a low energy because it's a small things, right? We can't make it as a we can't build this IoT device as a very big things. It's just all small devices, sensors, right? Wearable band, all that small devices. That's one of the vision. And then we need to have, so if you say, if you are bringing massive Internet of Things, so even in your home, right? If you have IoT devices to operate your air conditioner or your sensor or TV, fridge, anything, entire even door, or your electric reader in the power meter, all of them can be operated. So this all small device. So if you see this smart city means, it's like, so the density is very high. Number of devices will be more, right? So once the number of devices is more, then you need to have the high density to handle the high density. Okay. So if say when you deploy, for the IoT device in a particular city, it should handle the high density of devices to connect. Even if you talk about smart homes or smart city or wearable band, anything. And then one more thing is we need to bring the deep coverage. So if we talk about deep coverage, right? Say, if you see typically traditionally, say your normal GBRS or 2G or 3G, it bring approximately some 15-kilometer coverage. Let's say 15-kilometer coverage when one of the tower can do 15 kilometers. That's what we are talking. That's theoretical. Okay. So practically, we might have a lot more challenges when you say 15-kilometer coverage. So let's say it is in a rural area. We can simply do the 15-kilometer coverage because it's density is very less. No, possibly say if say rural area 15 kilometer or even 30 kilometer max. Right, that's all practically we can achieve. But when you see the 4G, right, theoretically, what the specification says is that 100-kilometer radius, but that 100-kilometer radius is for low density. Okay, even 100-kilometer in 4G, 100-kilometer density, you can't cover high density area. But still, think about this. Operator will have a lot of challenges to overcome this the deep coverage. But here in 5G, we have separate carriers. Okay. Now, what are you saying? So the 5G, it might for operator deployment wise, it might be a complex thing because we have a different carrier for each one of them. You're saying enhanced mobile platform, mission critical services, massive of internet things. We have a different carriers. If you look at 4G, we didn't have the carriers for each services. It's a common. So whatever you do, the carrier is going to be the same. So if you look at this 5G, it says the frequency around say 600 megahertz and 24 plus gigahertz. With mid-band spectrum of like say 2 gigahertz to 3 gigahertz and then 3.7 to 4.2. This all is coming to the mix now. So it has a lot of carriers. Like, the carriers are segregated for each one of the services. So that's why even you can do with the deep coverage when you have multiple carriers over there. So the enhanced whatever we discussed. So let's see what are the applications, right? The visions the 5G is going to give in enhanced mobile broadband services. So as I mentioned earlier, extreme throughput. It's going to give an extreme throughput. So we talked about, right? Extreme throughput is, you're saying even 10 Gbps throughput. That's a massive thing, right? It's going to give you extreme throughput. So that you can have a 3D or ultra HD video teleference like say some of the demanding conditions, like say venues, right? So cricket stadium or football stadiums, right? So if massive people are there, I mean, a lot of people are there, where you need a. So if you look at, I mean, the traditionally what they'll see, they used to have, when some particular stadium or something where match is going to happen, right? That time, if you see, they will, they will, they'll put some more dynamically. They'll bring in and bring up the services to support this because we need to handle a lot of data in there. So for 5G, it's no simple. One tower you can just put in it handles 10 GB with throughput, right? So that's enough. 10 GB with throughput is enough for your 2 3 we put it. It can handle no anything without any delay. All the people can use their services. And then what ultra low latency? So that's tactical internet. What you're talking about. So tactical internet is it's about this bringing your latency, right? Latency, and then you're bringing the speed. So ultra low latency. So high availability, whatever it is, right? So the reliability is there. So it can bring this tactical internet, and then the broadband fiber to the home. So it means I'm not talking about broadband fiber to the home through the wired connections with the wireless, right? 5G. You can just bring to the fiber, broadband fiber to the home. If you have a 5G connection in your home, you have a broadband fiber. That's it. It's equivalent to that, right? Whatever you have, your wired connections, right? Let's say some typical example. If you take, say, now currently, say, um, you have a 50 Mbps of speed in your home, and then you're trying to download some 4 Gbps video. Okay, so it might take around, let's say, I'm saying, uh, the best case scenario, it may take around 15 minutes to download now, which is the 50 Mbps speed. If say you have a 5G that download that video, just the 4 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds, you'll get that videos. That is where your broadband fiber to the home. So you just know whatever you speed, 100 Mbps or whatever you get through the broadband DSL, you can't even meet that. You can't even, none of this, you already have your wired DSL connection, can't beat this 5G. In just a 4 seconds, you can download 4.7 GB of video. And then the uniform experience we talked about. So one of the cases, virtual reality. So the uniform experience can happen if you meet the delay requirement. The packet which travels from all the way through the internet to the device, or the back and forth twice to the internet, which should meet the delay requirement. Then only you can see this without any issues. Uniformity experience in ultra HD video streaming or your virtual reality. That is the vision of your 5G in enhanced mobile broadband. Okay, we'll talk about a bit later about how, let's say, why the 5G like this they are segregating. We'll talk about a little more in the further slides. Okay.